someone laying flat on my finger. If you think about it, the spinous processes are going to be right in the middle of your grip and then transverse on either side. So mess around with whatever grip you feel best. Okay, so if I'm here, okay, I'm going to come in and I'm going to get right over the vertebrae I want to treat, and I'm going to traction down on that vertebrae. Okay, so if I'm going to go after like T5, I'm going to come get the spinous process of T5 right in the middle of my grip, and then you can see the transverse process and transverse process line up on either side. Okay, so that's kind of the foundation of that technique. You can do a couple things to make that a little easier. Just on your hand, a lot of people will say use marker, use a folded up wash rag or towel or pillowcase. So if you're having a hard time or it's uncomfortable, you can do something like that to soften your hand up a little bit, or to give you a little bit more support in through your hand. I can do something like that. The chapstick works really well to be able to kind of just give a little bit more firmness and support to your hand. So however you choose to do it, develop kind of your way. But those are just a couple of different variations. And then Nichols has a way to cheat there too. You're just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do any of that. My hand hurts, or I can't. You get some of the TCU linemen that are 350 pounds. You can't get your arm around them. The thoracic positioners are really nice because I can get them in position. I can set them up and I can do the exact same technique without having to wrap my arm around them. It can be pretty awkward. Okay, ready? And lay on your back for me. Okay, so a couple different variations of this, and we'll go through. Say we're going to get like T1, T2. Okay, I like to also give them some sort of pillow, towel, something like that, just because then I'm not pushing directly through their upper chest. So I'm going to say go ahead, and then I want them arms out here. I want them giving themselves a really good bear hug. What am I really trying to create by having them cross their arms, giving them a big hug, and putting a towel roll or a pillow there? Tension and pressure, right? Because I want my focal point to be right into the base of my hand. Okay, let's do this a little bit. Okay, so roll them towards you. Okay, we're going to find, drop down to about T3, T4. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of ulnar deviation to drag that vertebrae down. Get to that point and drop straight down through her elbows. Okay, so I was here, okay, T4. I radially deviated, ulnarly deviated, or pulled the vertebrae into inferior traction. Okay, so what does that also do? It kind of increases that compression to that level, and then once I got to that point, all I did was move slightly superior to find where there was the most pressure at that segment, and then I just did a straight P to A thrust.
How are you holding her elbows again? Like, how exactly are you doing this thrust?
Okay, okay, so I use my shoulder and I drop straight through. So some people like shoulder, some people like their abdomen. They'll come over and you'll drop straight through their folded elbows.
So do you have one hand on one of their elbows and you just kind of fall into them? Or?
Yeah, usually I'll just do here and drop through. And my hand here really isn't doing anything else, just keeping it all together.
As a female, I like to put it right under, just
Where?
like under.
Oh, okay.
So I like right there. Here.
Any questions about?
Do the other side.
Yeah, sure. Nope.
No.
Yep. And there's variations we'll get into for upper versus lower or mid T-spine, but let's just get the basic technique down. Okay, so I always do a quick spring test first. Okay, there we go. And if I can't feel like I have all that compression there and she's all loosey-goosey, I'm going to do something else to increase that. Because if I'm not firm here, I'm not going to be able to transmit that force from her elbows to that T-spine. a little lower this time. She went before I even. Okay, there's a couple different variations, but get used to getting to the segment, getting that grip set up, getting the spinous process in the middle of your grip, tractioning down on the vertebrae, getting good compression, and then just drop down through that thrust straight A to P.
Question. So you said you did ulnar deviation and then you did like elevation to find the.
So we're doing. The ulnar deviation just tractions the vertebrae down. Okay, all I do is move their elbows a little bit to find that point where the greatest tension is over my
Oh, you're
hand.
moving the elbows to do that.
Yeah, more or less moving the elbows and then dropping straight down through that. Questions about that at all?